かし、未知をゼロに返すための
Greetings, I'm Explainer 12, also known as the Last Keeper of Lore, and in this next video of the series, I will go over another thing that I had mentioned previously, the Zero System. One of the most integral parts used by the Empire to allow the Protoss and other agents to safely train for real-world chaos dives, as well as allowing the Protoss to get a better understanding of their combatants/agents. There are three main functions of the Zero System, which are known as the Chaos Simulation, where chaos is simulated and the experimental Zero System is also here. Combat simulations are general training, automation simulation, farming stages, base in hyperspace, tower screams, those sorts of things. And the third, known as Trauma Code, where we dive into the past of various agents. Let's go into each part. First up is the Zero System's Chaos Simulation, which is undoubtedly one of the modes we have all most experienced playing, and most important to the world of CZN as a whole. As we all already know, the Chaos Simulation is the easier version of Chaos we can encounter, where it is just the first 5 Chaos we experience in the main story: Bluepot on Earth, Twin Star Shadow on a satellite of Spites, Mist City on planet Siren, Zone of Judgment on planet Lino, and the Foretold Ruin also on Earth. We'll go more in depth on the stories such settings or background of each Chaos in the Seasonal Chaos, or to enter the video covering Chaos itself. Chaos Simulations is where we go to re-experience and analyze the way that Chaos behaves to allow us to better combat it, as well as prepare for any future Chaos we run into that can have similarities so we can better combat any threats we face. It is also used by the entire Empire to train their Protoss and combatants and partners who are facing threats inside of Chaos, and the reason why they are the leading experts on Chaos dives. Nightmare Mode is a more in-depth version of the Chaos Simulation, but also what a real Chaos is like, unlike the safer Simulation Mode, leading to all the dangers we normally face inside of a Chaos without the risk of dying, or so they say. But it's still worried that there is a chance that things still go south, as it is simulating a literal unpredictability. But it does lead to more mental strain on the agents, as they are still fighting abominations, and there's the death scenes as well, which can play out, which they experience for themselves in the Chaos but don't die from, because it's a simulation. Which also would happen in a real Chaos dive, possibly leading to the combatant's death in the lore if we actually could canonically lose in a Chaos. The other aspect of this simulation is the Zero Code simulation, Chaos Simulation, where there is the additional variables which can give boons and banes to an existing Chaos Simulation. This mode also includes all seasonal Chaos labs, with Lab Zero on Planet Delta and Burning Light on Vern and Spites, and the rest of the story Chaos. This mode was spearheaded by Elaine herself, and as such she is the very core and nexus of the Zero System, that weird beating heart-like thing you see when we first learn of the Zero System in the story, brought on board of the ship as part of her requirements to work with the PC Protoss, and he needs to help her stress test it. An anomaly that showed up inside of the Zero System is the Divine Intervention and Divine Epiphanies, as those features were not part of the simulation. So it is unknown currently if the Zero System is simulating it, or if the Divine are actually interacting/hijacking part of the Zero System to interfere with things, as you can see via these descriptions given by Elaine here. Passing through a long corridor, you step into the elevator heading underground. Entering a series of codes, the destination display now reads Lowest Level. The elevator descends endlessly into a pitch-black tunnel. Upon arrival, the air is thick with cold metal and sharp chemical fumes that sink deep in your lungs. I'm coming in, Elaine. It's Dr. Lane down here, remember? Welcome, Captain. Been a while since I've had the pleasure of your company down here. Lights flicker on one by one, revealing a massive machine covered by a tangle of cables and pipes. There beside it stands Elaine. Though her voice is bright, dark shadows linger beneath her eyes. What did you say we talk about the KSO project again, Captain? The Empire's grand initiative to counter chaos, the sudden cosmic disaster. Mobilizing their top researchers, they finally created the only weapon that could counter it, the Protoss. Mass-producing Protoss came at a cost. Too many lost their minds, were injured, or perished. It made me sick to my stomach just watching it. Elaine, it wasn't your fault. That's why I poured everything into my research here. I don't want to become like them. I want to find a new way to solve the Chaos Crisis, but without Protoss. I know how dedicated you were. That's why I approved you bringing this thing aboard. Elaine falls silent, lost in thought. The red glow of Zero pulses rhythmically, casting flickers of light across her face. It's been a while since you've seen it, right? Zero, the AI-based chaos analysis system. Originally installed for training simulations, it's now evolved. It's absorbed hundreds of Protoss mission logs, biometric data from their final moments, even the chaos analysis reports you sent. And now Zero can virtually recreate chaos itself. The dream of simulating true chaos inside of the ship, the Zero system I've longed for, it's finally within reach. Now we can explore chaos as much as we want, all without worrying about resource shortages, political interference, or external threats. So why is you calling me down here? There's something you want, right? Sharp as ever. To be blunt, I want you to lead a team into the Zero system. We have two goals. First, to verify the reliability of the chaos simulation. Second, to feed data back into the Zero system and uncover the secrets of the universe that real life hasn't yet revealed to us, especially those related to the gods. As a researcher, I believe the answers to the chaos crisis lie hidden in these infinite mysteries. You want to find gods through a simulation? Is it even possible? Hard to believe, right? Do we find gods in a man-made simulation? But it's possible. Zero's chaos simulations have displayed all a flawless precision. Even traces of God we've occasionally observed in the real chaos have appeared identically in the simulation. So it's one of two things. Either gods have infiltrated Zero, or Zero has recreated the gods virtually. And honestly, when real chaos is already this surreal, it's not so strange that simulation would adhere closer to it, is it? I get what you're saying. You know how dangerous that could be, right? I do, but even Archaeon is paying attention now. They know this isn't just a simulation, but rather a new approach to the Chaos Zero project. They agree with the hypothesis, to understand the root of the Chaos crisis. We have to peer into the abyss within it. You're not going back out now, are you? You know this is the only way I came aboard, Captain. Alright, when do you want me to start? No need to get anxious yet. I still have a bit more time to prep. Once it's ready, I'll call you again. Until then, get yourself mentally prepared. Got it. Just don't push yourself too hard. As you turn to leave the isolation chamber, a quiet voice from behind you stops you. One last thing, Captain. If you see something unexpected inside the Zero system, don't let it shake you too much. You'll only be able to judge what it is once you come back alive, data in tow. Until then, you won't know if it was real, a projection we created, or something Zero gathered on its own. Anyway, watch your step out there. Watch your step on the way out, Captain. As you watch the lane disappear into the shadows, a chill runs down your spine. Captain, I've looked everywhere for you. What's going on? Why the rush? Go away and start. So, actually, it'd be faster just to show you. Come with me. We're heading to the containment area. No matter how many times you ride this elevator down through the pitch black tunnel, it always feels like being swallowed whole. Once the doors open, Elaine approaches Zero and begins speaking in a cautious tone. A few days ago, Zero System experienced its first bug, you might call it. Every machine glitches out sometimes. Captain, you've forgotten that Zero isn't just any machine, right? At first, I thought it was just an error. Missing data, distorted parameters, no calculations, those are all common enough after all. But this time, phenomena were so tangled that it almost looked simple. The warped physics, the enemies within with bizarre strength. I thought it was just chaotic data manifesting in strange ways. But Captain, there's a repeating pattern. It looked meaningless, but it was happening at regular intervals, almost like it had intent, just with a shifting form. That's when I realized it isn't just a bug, it's a signal from the chaos. The chaos' inherent uncertainty, what we call disorder, it was revealing itself. The concept of chaos you've believed in was all just a contradiction, kind of standardized disorder. They were close to the truth of the universe, but now the premise itself has to be rewritten. Isn't that a bit of a leap? Most of Chaos's traits are support my theory, Captain. For example, display some distortions inside the chaos, you've experienced them too, right? Well, there's only such a theory that can explain them rationally. As there are proof of the disorder embedded in chaos. It's irregular blooming cycles, the way the chaos energy breaks sentient minds, it all points to the same thing. How did I miss something so simple? Disorder isn't just a phenomenon inside the chaos, it's a lot tied to chaos's various formation. I'm going to start over completely. If we keep studying the bugs, Zero slips out. The Chaos Zero project might finally... Elaine, calm down. Elaine hurried breathing slows and flushing her cheeks fades. She regains a bit of her usual composure. Oops, that's embarrassing. Looks like I got a little carried away. Anyway, what I wanted to say is this. We're facing a new kind of order. one we don't have a name for. It's still just a hypothesis, so I wasn't sure if I should tell you, but I decided to trust my instincts. This is where the truth I've been searching for lies, so I have to dig deeper, Captain. I started compiling and analyzing the bug reports from Zero, and after several sleepless nights, I finally have a lead. I don't fully understand it yet, but I figured out how to temporarily stabilize that space artificially. If the same phenomenon happens again, we'll be able to explore it using the Zero system. Right, so I'm going to go inside the bug. Not a bug, remember? Think there's an array of chaos types derived from a bug. It might even be a form of chaos that exists somewhere in the universe. Of course, its danger is completely unpredictable. For example, if we convert the brain output into a codex, it looks like this. Blue monitors flicker in the code isolation room. Elaine's eyes gleam with resolve in the glow. Captain, are you afraid? Of course. I know the expedition will be a dangerous one. Absolutely, yes. No one's ever stepped foot inside it before. But, if our theory is right, this could be humanity's, rather, the universe's first true discovery. At that historic moment, I want you there with me, Captain. You'll help me, won't you? Elaine's voice is firm, but her fingertips tremble slightly, as someone asking for help rather than cooperation. We don't get a whole lot on the combat simulation mode, though. Just that there's the training ones, where you get like a competence level up, potential, those sorts of stuff. And then like the badges, so that's what this basic training against specific enemies. Then there is Base of Hyperspace, which is a more challenging mode, designed for you to fight even harder things affected by the Zero system's unpredictability matrix as well. And then of course there's the Tower of Screams, which is a mode designed to just simulate infinity, fighting endless hordes. Which I can't really do right now, but that's a different matter. And the third and final use is the Trauma Code, where many people say the best writing in CZN is held. The Trauma Codes use the Zero system to simulate potential outcomes as well as potential bad ends to better understand, both for the Protoss and for the agents. The trauma that helped build them into who they are today, as well as convincing them that they had made the right choices along the way. There was exceptions, such as Luke's Trauma Code was more so a test for the Protoss, but most are inside the Zero system. Another example of them not picking the best ending is in Renault's Trauma Code, where they revealed there was a better ending she could have had. The Trauma Code system is only to be used by the Protoss, with no observers, and the information revealed inside of it cannot be revealed to anyone, giving the Protoss another advantage over all the other factions when it comes to fighting chaos, as they are able to better understand and manage their combatants than any other faction, leading to preemptive actions to stop complications due to them understanding their quirks as well as being able to handle them in case of mental breakdowns. So in case there's like some sort of trauma triggers, they're able to know that's coming up, or be able to respond accurately, be able to treat them, or be able to subdue them if the need arises inside of chaos. Beryl, unlike Iron Ring, in the Empire, the Protoss must have access to the information of agents assigned to the ship. Among that information is something called the Trauma Code. Trauma Code? That's a term I haven't heard before. Of course, Iron Ring operates based on strict military ranks. In the Empire, internal emotional bonds between the Protoss and the agents are highly valued, so that the Protoss can effectively lead the agents in chaos, where their minds can be corrupted. We register at their innermost vulnerable part, the secrets which everyone wants to hide, their traumas. If I were to join the ship, would I have to register as well? That would be the case. If you're an agent under the Protoss' command, there are no exceptions, even for collaborators. What's with that twinkling gaze? Looks like you're interested, huh? I've come to understand the crew's feelings deeply now. If Captain were to give me a little hint... Absolutely not. According to the Protoss' Code of Ethics, the Trauma Code of Agents must not be disclosed to others. Captain, does that mean you know Renault's trauma? Yeah, that's right. When I first came to the ship, that was the first thing I assessed. Why don't I stop with the useless chat and go check on the crew? That's tyranny. I still have questions. You can't. Beryl is dragged by Renault and thrown out of the lounge. Didn't I tell you, Captain? You don't have to listen to everything they say. Wait, what's that look on your face? I was reminiscing about that time. I remember when we first met. Why are you thinking about that? I'm just amazed at how much you've changed since that time with your guard up. Captain, do you think you understand why I've changed, Captain? Since you've seen my past, I'm curious if you have any guesses. Of course I know. Aren't you being a bit too confident? Captain, where are you going? I think I need to go see the old Renault for a change. No, Captain, do you have an idea how much work is piled up? I'm actually not a Barris. Come back, Captain. You dodged Renault, who was trying to stop you, and slipped outside the lounge. As you quickly walked out of the corridor, you felt a faint smile escape your lips. And with that, that is everything we currently know about the Zero system and the simulation mode itself. So, until Zero turns to 1, I make sure to keep you informed on the lore and story of KS0 Nightmare. Keep her out.